Hi, everyone. I would like to introduce Dr. Shino Bay Aguilera, who is a world renowned dermatologist based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And he has an inspirational talk he gives so that we can find a method of achieving the success we all desire. And his talk is titled Dream Killers versus Co-Dreamers. Now, for those of you who don't know Shino, he's extremely famous for writing an amazing book called Be Youthful, and he himself uh, is an amazing role model for this book that he's written. However, when I did meet Shino in 2018, although I knew of him when I did meet him, it was extremely interesting as he had an aura about him that was quite angelic, and I couldn't understand because, what I was reading from him was a very spiritual aura. And uh, Shino is like an angel. He has got the most healing spirit. And when you hear his talk, you will understand that why I feel 2020 is the year of Shino uh, awakening us all to a better side and supporting our industry spiritually. So I'd like to introduce Shino Bay Aguilera.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here today. It's actually an honor and happy Mother's Day to you. And I know that you said that you're not celebrated twice, right?
Yes, thank you, Shino. It's fantastic. I get to celebrate it all year round, actually.
Good, good. So I'm very, very happy to be able to do this with you and to share a little bit of my life story and how I can use it to to actually confront this uncertainty that we have these days. We all have our own stories, and sometimes when you see somebody that's successful, famous, people forget that there's a story behind, and that in order to get successful, there's a lot of work that we need to put into it, and that's with every single doctor in this planet. Every single doctor, um, even if they were lucky enough to be born in an affluent family, it still doesn't take away the fact that they have to put the time, they have to study, and they have to do a lot of sacrifices in order to become the healers that they were called to be in this planet. So I'm very, very lucky to be here and talk to you a little bit about my journey through this wonderful planet that we call Mother Earth.
Thank you, Shino. I can't wait. I'm so grateful, and it's an honor. It's my Mother's Day treat to be talking to you on Mother's Day.
Awesome. Well, let's get this lecture started.
Great. I pressed record.
So my life story is something that it took me years to be able to share it because I always felt like have this imposter syndrome. And that's something that I feel like when you get to be 50 years old, you want to be authentic and you don't want to hide or be in the closet anymore. So a lot of people see me as this successful doctor, but they don't know the trials and tribulations that I had to endure to make sure that I actually be able to achieve my dreams and goals. I was born in Panama City, Panama, um, teenage uh, parents. And my father had the opportunity to come to the United States. My mom remarried in a time where it was very important for men to be able to say that they marry a virgin. So I didn't exist anymore in the life of my mother because of that. And then my grandparents were immigrants, so they were illegal in Panama. Grandfather from China, grandmother from Costa Rica. They had 8 kids, but the relationship didn't last that long after moving to Panama. And my grandmother actually raised 8 kids and 3 grandchildren. But the way she did it, because she was illegal, you could not work illegally in a country like Panama, she was a prostitute. And that was something that marked my life because one thing was being so poor, where you don't have a toilet, you have a hole in the ground. There were so many nights where I went to bed hungry with, she would give me just water and sugar to eat. She had to do what she had to do in order to raise her 8 kids and myself. But because she wasn't home at night, anything that you can imagine terrible, from sexual abuse, from bullying, from everything that you can ever imagine happened to me. And it happened throughout my whole childhood, to the point that I tried to commit suicide when I was 9 years old, because I didn't want to share my secret, because I thought everything that was happening to me, it was my fault. And the only person that I felt loved me in my life, if I were to tell who I was and what I did, she would just not love me anymore. But at 10 years old, I ran away. And since then, that was the beginning of my pursuing of happiness, of success. My past gave me the hunger to be successful. The pain that I endured, and also was a very sick child. I had asthma, severe, I almost died several times. And also because hygiene, I have a lot of boils on my face and all over my body, which caused me to want to be a doctor that took care of skin. But it wasn't an easy pursuit. It was long, like my video say, it was arduous, and it took all my mind to trying to go from place to get an education and finally coming to United States. So if I would have listened to the wrong type of people, what I call the dream killers, I would never be who I am now. I actually was able to get this gift from God to be able to sense people's energy and understand who should I share my dreams and who should I not share my dreams. It didn't mean that the dream killers needed to disappear out of my life. No, it just meant that they weren't the right people to talk about my goals and my dreams, because they will plant seeds of negativity. And when you plant seeds of negativity, you can only get negativity. So that's my story. I learned how to feel or sense somebody and stay away from those that didn't resonate with me. In fact, I only surround or share my dreams with people that somehow they believe more in my dreams and my goals that I can dream myself. And they were my co-dreamers. And I had so many during my childhood, my adolescence, college, and medical school. There are the people that made me. There are the people that somehow became my mentors. So let's make it a lot easier for you to recognize, because not everybody has that gift. I think everybody does have the gift because we all have that instinct. Not too many people know how to recognize them or act when they recognize them. So I'm gonna talk about dream killers and I'm gonna talk about co-dreamers. And they have names and persona. This way you'll be able to easily recognize them as they approach you going forward when we all come out to the new world post-COVID-19. So again, there's people that are gonna come to you, and some of them are going to fill you with energy, hopes, and it's going to allow you to get back that zest for life and that appetite, that burning fire inside you that says, I can do this. I can pick up where I left off, or I can start from the very beginning, pivot, and start a whole new career. That's the beauty about this gift. We have enough time to think, do I want to continue doing what I was doing? Was it consuming me inside? Was I just doing it because I wanted to feel relevant and successful and famous? Or I was doing it because I really, really, really love it? So these are the times where you have a second chance to either make your dreams better than they were going to be, or completely pivot and change career or do what you really, really wanted to do, what you really were meant to do. In order to do that, you have to, surround yourself with co-dreamers because they speed the process. If you don't, it will take longer for you to get there. So let's talk about the first dream killer. This is the discouraged pessimist. The discouraging pessimist usually can recognize it easily. Those are you Debbie Downers, your typical devil's advocate. They don't teach you anything of value. They complain about everything. For them, life is always very hard and very difficult. They believe that, and they always walk around like they have this black cloud over their head. And people like this, you recognize them because always something bad is always happening to them. If you don't believe in the law of attraction, with people like this, you probably will believe it because it's one thing after another. And they become a magnet for all these negative things that are happening. Why? Because we are very powerful beings and we create spells with our words. That's why you have to be careful yourself. What do you say to yourself when you are alone? Or what do you say to others when you talk about your life? Because with the words that you put out there, the universe is always listening. So you have to watch your P's and Q's because we do create our own miracles and we create spells. God wants you to have everything you want, but it needs to be earned. Because if you don't earn things again, you never get to keep it. For them, the glass is always half full, always. They never see the opportunity and the possibilities. All they can do is complain about their life. Instead of associating with a dream killer like the pessimist, you really need to associate or trying to look out for those that are the realistic optimists of this world. For the realistic optimists of this world, life they can see sometimes as hard and difficult. But instead of complaining about it, they work so hard to swing the odds on their favor. They will know how to recognize an opportunity that is right in front of their eyes and make it work for themselves. While the pessimists, opportunities are always right there in front of their eyes, but they cannot see them because sometimes when you have that type of persona, you're just comfortable there. And that is the worst way to be when you are know that you're not living your dreams and your goals and you just feel that you have to be there because you're just comfortable. They also see the glass as half full, but they actually see it as an opportunity to fill it up. That's the best way to live your life. When then you see that bad things to happen to people, and they're always going to happen. In fact, I always know that when something beautiful is being experienced by me, I know that something really ugly is also being made just for me to experience it. The only way I will not experience the ugliness is by focusing my attention to that moment of beauty. You understand what I'm trying to say? A lot of times, bad things happen, and people always say, "What else can happen? What else can happen to me, God?" With the fist up in the air. What else? I just got in a little fender bender. I'm late on my rent. I lost my check. I can't find my shoes. What else can happen? When you do that, you just declare something, and the universe will show you what else can happen. Because we live in a world of duality where one thing can never exist without the other. But the thing that manifests in your life are the things that you put your attention to. So when I have days like that where everything is going wrong, you know what I do? I get excited and I declare, "Dear God, something amazing is about to happen for me today," because the pendulum just went all the way to the other end and it can only come back this way. When you declare that and you get excited, guess what? You have just switched and shifted all the negativity that was coming your way. This type of people, the optimistic, they also see that in life to get to a successful area, you need to go through failures. Anybody that is successful will tell you that it didn't come just overnight, that they didn't fail, that they didn't fall time after time again in order to get up there. With failures, you learn and you become the better version of yourself. You do not want to get to success without failing, because when you do that, you don't get to appreciate the success. You don't get to enjoy it as much, right? So please understand that in order to be successful, you need to fail more than one time. But the key is that every time you fail, you get up, dust it off, and try it again, because this is the only way to the top. Let's talk about another dream killer, the cowardly risk avoiders. These type of people, they rarely go out of their comfort zone. They will not. If anything looks like it's difficult, it has a lot of obstacles, it's almost impossible to achieve. You have to work too hard. They will not take these opportunities. They can't. They're just frozen with fear. They can't take chances because they want everything to be easy. But that's not the way life works, isn't it? Instead of surrounding or sharing your dreams with this type of persona, the best thing you can do is to surround yourself with the bold analysts of this world. They can actually look at a situation, assess the risk, trying to accept it, work with it, or completely avoid it. But at least they work hard in trying to assess the situation and trying to reduce the risk, because everything in life that is worth achieving is also worth taking that risk. And that reminds me of my life when I came from Panama, or I wanted to come from Panama. Many of my friends, dear friends of mine, they were trying to discourage me because they were afraid for me, right? They were afraid for me. And they would say things like, Shino, those are races. You're gonna go there and you're going to work for them. Maybe you're going to be a maid. Maybe you're gonna work cutting, gardens or washing cars. If I would have listened to them, I would have never left Panama. Same thing when I trying to get into medical school. You don't have, the perfect grades. You'll never make it. They're not gonna like you. You have to have money to get to medical school. You have no money. You're crazy. Guess what? I became a doctor. Getting to dermatology, oh my God. There's a lot of nepotism in dermatology. You could never be a dermatologist. So again, the grades need to be perfect. You need to write a lot of articles. You need to know somebody. I became a dermatologist. So again, I don't listen to people that don't want to help me being my co-dreamers. With them, I stopped sharing my dreams because I need to surround myself with people that believe in my dreams more than I believe in them. The work I can't do it doesn't exist for both analysts because they know that everybody that puts the time and the effort eventually can make the dreams come true as long as they stop believing in them. That's why you need co-dreamers, because in order to believe in your dreams, you need people that believe in them more than you do. And that's my story, because there were so many times in my life where I felt that I couldn't do it anymore. It was so many doors closing, hearing too many no's. Even in medical school, those letters, good luck on your future endeavors. I hated that word, endeavors, future endeavors, because that's a lot of that I heard throughout my life. But I never give up because I have people that allow me to continue living my dream, that nothing is impossible. Even the word impossible, if you break it down, says in it, I am possible, and we all are possible. The board analyst also taught me that I was going to have a lot of hardships on the way up, that the floor wasn't going to be steady, but I needed to train myself to be able to get to the top, just do everything. They understand that failures are just stepping stones towards success. And this is the message that you want to take home. Failures are only stepping stones to success. Too many people give up right in the middle, or some people were this close to get to the top, but because they were listening to the wrong people, they just gave up. All they needed to do is continue a little bit longer in order to get there. This type of persona, the ball analyst, will teach you that ignorance and inaction really are the greatest risk of all when you're trying to achieve your dreams and your goals. Doing nothing, being frozen with fear just because things look difficult or it has too many obstacles, it does not pay. You need to be brave warriors of life. Again, you have the support of the universe. The universe is really right behind you, supporting you. Just the fact that you exist in this vast galaxy out of millions of other sperms that could have fertilized that egg in your mother's womb, you are here. That means that the miracle already happened. The problem with people is that they don't understand that, and they surround themselves with the wrong people when it comes to pursue your dreams and goals. Let's talk about the dream killer, also known as the drifters. The drifters, this type of people, they have so many dreams and goals, just like you and I. The difference between a drifter and somebody that do achieve the dream and goal is that the drifter never does anything to pursue them or to achieve them. They just drift away on a sea of opportunities, like you could see here, with dreams of traveling far places, getting somewhere in their life, but they never get to do that. For a drifter, that day is never gonna come because they don't have it in them to work hard. They daydream a lot. They want great things for themselves and their family, but they don't have the drive or the work ethics to achieve them. They have a lot of opinions. This is how you can recognize a drifter. They have so many opinions about everything and everyone, but their opinions are never their own. Their opinions are things that they just read on the internet, in a book, or heard somebody else say it. They really don't have opinions of their own because deep down, the drifter is just plain lazy to have opinions of their own. They will criticize everyone and everything that somebody that is successful is doing. Constantly criticizing, giving his opinion about everything. But again, they will not succeed. They will never get anywhere in life because a drifter is just too lazy. They have no accurate information of knowledge about anything, yet they talk. When you see people like this, you stay away from them. Because the truth of the matter is that for all of us to survive this pandemic, we need each other. We need each other to thrive. If we do this together, we will allow other people to survive, like helping the local meat market, a restaurant that are in trouble now, ordering, just helping the local businesses is just an example how we all need each other to survive. We need our patients to come back to our practice, right? And we all need each other to get through. So the important thing is that helping each other depends who you invite into your team going forward. And that's why it is important to recognize them. instead of surrounding yourself with a drifter, you gotta make sure that you recognize the dream chasers. These are the best type of personas or characters that can surround and enrich your life. These are the ones that I was always looking for in my pursuit to have my dreams come true. The dream chasers, right? Because I am myself, I am a dream chaser myself. So I need to surround myself with like-minded people. The dream chasers, they are visionaries. They will teach you skills to turn your wishes into concrete goals. How to break down your goals into easy to follow steps so you can get there at ease. They can see opportunities coming a mile away and they're quick to jump at it. They know how to manifest from a place of love. People do things out of fear and people do things out of love. And we see that. When you do things out of fear, sometimes the dream is killed because fear itself doesn't create the environment for you to thrive, for anyone to thrive. So you always need to learn how to manifest things from a place of love. Again, if you believe on the law of attraction, so many people have read the books, saw the movie, have the dream board, but yet very few get to make their dreams come true. Why is that? Because they don't understand how to manifest with the power of love. When I envision something, in order for it to come true, you need to come from a place of love. And let me give you a little tip how to do that when you're trying to meditate and envision your dreams and goals. Today is Mother's Day, and most of us love our mothers. I love my mother greatly. She couldn't raise me, but she's a wonderful woman. She just was a victim of society, what society wanted back then. Same thing with my grandmother. So before I start to envision my dreams and goals, I go to a quiet place and I see my grandmother and I see my mother. For you could be your dog, your cat, your sister, your wife, your children. And you get there, and when you feel that love, you feel that feeling of love, that you already know that you're there, you just can't help feel this love for them. That's when you start manifesting. That's when you start to envision. That's where you go to your board, where you have all your dreams, your vision board. And now that's when things will start working and happening for you. Learn how to manifest from a place of love, just like the dream chasers do. A dream chaser knows that it is important to help others get to the top as well. This is where we all need to be going forward. This is what we all need to do going forward. Cannot be just you on the top, because this is what we all learn. Those who have gotten to the top and have a taste of success, we know that sometimes it's very lonely at the top. So for me, I'm going to pull as many people up with me by being a dream chaser to them, by being a good co-dreamer to them, and pull it up with me, because at the top, with all of them, I am going to throw a really good party. And for those of you that know me, I know how to throw a really good party. But having a party only yourself, it's only you listen to music. The whole experience is different. So we have to not only look out for those dream chasers, but we ourselves need to become the dream chaser or the co-dreamer to somebody else. Bring him to the top with you. That's why I love to be a mentor and teach my residents. And I want my residents to be better than I can, to surpass my success, because this is how we leave our legacy behind. The duro-minded thinkers. This type of persona can be very dangerous to chase your dreams and goals, because they can teach you really bad habits. They are kind of like the drifter, but they're better than the drifter. Because remember, the drifter have dreams and goals, but they don't do absolutely anything to achieve it. They will never do that. The duro-minded thinker, he also has a lot of dreams and goals, but he does take action. The problem with this type of mentality is that they do too many things all at once, but they never finish anything. Everything they do, they just leave it in the middle. The projects, they're just half of. Nothing is finished with this type of persona or personality or a trait. So you don't want to associate yourself or have invited somebody into your business or somebody that wants to go in business with you, because it's going to be a big headache going forward. So you have to recognize them right from the beginning, because these days, this is what's going to happen. We all need to collaborate with each other in order to help each other get back to where we were, or at least survive going forward. But you have to recognize the people that even though they have the best interest at heart, they themselves need a lot of work in order to become a good co-dreamer for your goals. So don't partner yourself with somebody that do not have the work ethics, that do not believe in your dreams and goals, that have a different agenda. But remember, the only way we can make it is helping each other out. Instead of associating yourself with the type of persona, the duro-minded thinker, you want to associate yourself with a focused doer. A focused doer can look at a situation, make a plan, avoid risks, but he thinks through every single scenario possibility to make sure that there's no surprises along the way, that can actually get concrete ideas, goals, to make sure that his path towards success doesn't get tainted by anything that can be thrown along his way. The focused doer is a person that is analytical, that is always willing to take a risk, but he always going to make sure that he knows how to react in a proactive way when things don't go the way he wants to go. They also know that instead of focusing on their goal, they need to focus mainly on the behavior that will help achieve that goal. Too many people, sometimes they have on their desk or in their refrigerator little reminders to be proactive, be laser focused on your goal. Bull's eyes, all these things sounds beautiful, and in a way can encourage you to be better at achieving your dreams and goals. But the problem is that you cannot be focused or be laser focused on your goals if you don't change your behavior. You really need to be focused on the behavior that's gonna help you achieve that goal. Otherwise, that goal or that dream would never come. An example of that is during New Year's, everybody wants to lose weight, right? That's the most common goal. I'm gonna be fit, I wanna lose weight, I'm gonna have a six pack. But what happens? Most people are focused on that goal. They may have a picture of what they wanna look like on the wall or on the visual board. But if they don't go to the gym, eat healthy, and change their behavior, they will never achieve that goal. And we really know a lot of people like that. This is the kind of people that you can recognize a mile away. If you want to find a dream killer that you do not want to invite into your team, it's really easy. Wait for New Year's and look at how people behave, what comes out of their mouth, what their dreams or goals are, and see if they're focusing just on their goal or if they're really doing their homework to achieve their goals. This type of persona will help you set goals. It will teach you how to make an effective plan. that is going to get you to work, and it will show you how to stick with it when sometimes things look like it's not going your way. They will give you all the tools how to get to the top of that ladder again. The YOLO spenders. This, ladies and gentlemen, there are gonna be a lot of these dream killers going forward past COVID-19 pandemic. You only live once. And why am I saying this? Because why not? Why not have this type of thinking after what we've gone through? You know that life is so ephemeral, that it's a short while. Why not have fun now? Why should I worry about the future? Look what's happening all around us. I need to live my life now. I need to have fun. I need to buy everything I want now because tomorrow, I don't know tomorrow. Tomorrow may not come for me or for anybody else. So I am going to live my life the way I want to live it. Screw what anybody has to say. This is a type of persona that is going to be created going forward past COVID-19. They spend their money very responsibly. They don't believe in anything to be safe because they don't understand that the actions of today will bring serious repercussions tomorrow. Because yes, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to live a life where you do everything that you want. I live my life like that. But I don't do at the expense of the future. Because again, I am a provider, as many of you are. When you provide for people, you need to be responsible. These type of people are very alluring because you may look at them and you want to be just like them. You say to yourself, I need to be a little bit more like that. So free, so full of life, so careless. Everybody wants to feel like take that weight out of your shoulder if you're somebody that not like that. From outside, you can see that they're having fun and there is so much full of joy for life. But in the reality, the reason why they're dangerous, because you can be easily persuaded to start looking at life just like that. And all you want to create for yourself is problems for yourself, for the people you provide. And your dreams and goals will be fleeting because all that you had is being spent irresponsibly. Instead of associating yourself with a persona that had that you only live once, that persona really took at heart that saying I only live once, but it is not the right way to be, you guys. I am all for having fun. Anybody that knows me knows that I try to squeeze fun out of life any minute I can, but I do it responsibly. The smart saving is somebody that knows the value of money. They understand that money is a representation of time and effort. And when you understand that money is your representation of time and effort, you become smarter about how you're going to spend that money. You just don't throw it all away because you know how hard it took to earn it. And remember, if you don't earn something, you never get to keep it. The smart saver will show you how to balance between saving and spending money, how to be able to achieve your dreams and goals by taking good calculation of your finances, what is possible and what is not possible. It is very, very important to be able to save aside for a rainy day. For all those people out there that didn't have a little cushion for this pandemic, they're suffering right now. People are going hungry. Domestic violence is going up. All of this is real and is happening every day, every second of life right now. For those who did have a little cushion for a rainy day, are staying afloat. Hopefully, they have enough to keep them afloat a little bit longer as we prepare to go out into the new world. But for those people that didn't, that they had the I only live one mentality, they're in big trouble right now. And they will become desperate. And that's dangerous because it will probably turn them into the worst type of co-dreamers that can come to your life. Those that steal and cheat from you. They know how to have just the right amount of fun, but not at the expense of their future and the future of their loved ones. And they also understand that the best things in life are free, that you don't need to be so extravagant and waste a lot of money in order to have fun or impress others. Now we're getting close to those people that I'm actually afraid of them. And you need to really follow your instincts because you're always right when you meet this type of people. They get rich quick believers. They are everywhere. They tend to be younger. It's a new generation that don't believe in the value of hard work. They all want to be famous. They all want to have a lot of money, but they do not want to work hard for it. They don't value hard work. For them, it's beneath them. They're kind of like when you say somebody that is, what's the word I want to say? The logic is not there, never there, because their logic is of a person that only wants something without putting the time and effort. They are just plain lazy, that they just will not put the hard work, but they have the desire to have the money that other people have with their hard work, even more so than anybody. They want more things and more money than anyone, but they don't have it in them to work hard for it. They feel entitled to it, and they will do anything to get it. So you have to recognize them, because if you're building a team now going forward, and you have somebody that you can recognize, you really need to dissociate yourself from this type of persona, because it can only bring darkness into your workplace, into your environment, and into your life. It might also get you in trouble with the law. Instead of associating yourself with somebody that think that everything needs to happen like this for them, you need to associate yourself with a patient investor. Patient investor values hard work, and they know that anything that is worth achieving in life, you have to be patient, you have to nurture it, and you have to wait, because great things do happen for those who wait. They will teach you how to get to the top of the ladder by your own merit. There are no shortcuts to success. They believe in the value of hard work, and they believe that only through hard work, planning, and trying to look for opportunities is the blueprint for long-term success. It's the only way to do it, you guys. Again, if you don't earn something, you do not get to keep it. You have to go through the steps. You have to sweat. You have to feel discomfort. You have to feel that soreness after a workout to understand that your goals are going to be met. It never, 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 never can be without putting the time, without putting the effort. It's the only realistic blueprint for warranted success. They will teach you how to plan, how to save, how to use logic, how to analyze, how to understand your own finances. There's a lot of people responsible with their own finances. They live paycheck to paycheck. They work Tuesday so they can pay their bills of Thursday. They have no concept of the value of money and the effort and the time that was required to earn it. This type of people, you want to stay away. And the people that can teach you how to prepare yourself in a way that you work smarter and not harder, those are the people that you want in your team. Those are the people that you want to embrace and have them teach you and go with you towards your dreams and goals. Not the type of people that want to get rich quick. Those you recognize immediately and you cut ties from them. The heartless scammers. The reason why you want to stay away from the people that want to get rich quick is that because unfortunately, they have the potential to become a heartless scammer. A heartless scammer, they will cheat and steal. They will sell their own mothers for a little bit of money. They will completely cheat and lie to you for their own personal gains. They will destroy your dreams and goals, and they may get you into trouble with the law, because themselves usually either end up dead or in jail. You don't want anybody to take your name or to destroy all your dreams and goals because you were not responsible enough to recognize this type of people. Again, post-COVID-19, people are going to be desperate. People are going to be desperate to go back on track. People are going to be desperate for money. People are going to be desperate to make their dreams and goals. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to be terrible out there. That means that you have to be realistic to know that we all have been affected. Not all of us got infected with COVID-19, but we all have been affected in our workplace, in our livelihood, in our dreams and goals. Because of that, you need to be even more than before smarter and understanding that you need to take a serious look into the people that you're going to invite into your workplace, the people that you're going to associate yourself in any type of business. Remember these type of personas, character traits. Remember who are the dream killers and who are the co-dreamers, and associate yourself only with co-dreamers. Because if you do, you will move forward into your dreams and your goals a lot faster you're trying to do it on your own. Instead of associating yourself with a heartless scammer, you really want to associate yourself with the wealth advocates. The wealth advocates are people that are honest, they have integrity, they understand the value of money, the type of person that they share the secret of their success to everyone. They know that if you mentor people, if you help others become successful, they themselves will become more successful, or at least get to keep what they earn. They know how to achieve goals, but they also understand that bringing value to others in the workplace is also a good way to measure your own success. When you can do that, when you can bring value in other people's life, this is a measurement of your own success. So becoming a mentor to others, residents, I teach everyone around me because I want them to be as successful as I am, because we are in a global industry that whatever I do here affects somebody else in China. It's not only in the workplace, but in life. Look what happened with COVID-19. Took one single person that got infected, and look what happens to all of us. This is what it shows. that we are only one human experience. And what happens to one person across the globe, we can all feel it. So because of that, allow yourself to feel and understand that we are all one, and what you want for yourself, you should want for others. The problem is that not everybody think like that. We stop being human. Mankind stop being kind. And we need to be able to not go back to normal, but have a better normal and being kind to each other and help each other achieve our dreams and goals. So surround yourself with co-dreamers, but the only way you can find them if you yourself are one of those co-dreamers to others. Because when you achieve things together, when you achieve dreams and goals together, when you bring everybody up the ladder and you bring everybody to the top, it's so much enjoyable. I'm telling you, it's very lonely at the top. You cannot generate that energy. So the beauty about being a co-dreamer and surround yourself with co-dreamers is that you can create magic and you can actually feel the magic of the universe. This is communion with God. I like to recommend books. A lot of times people, when I talk, they always ask me, what books can you tell me that I can read? I think these two books going forward, you can get it there on Amazon. The Dream Chasers and Beyond Bedside Manner. These two books really helped me, at least in my industry. Beyond Bedside Manners is really for doctors, but remember, in aesthetics, our patients are not patients, they are clients. So this book also is good for any other type of business, but it really helped me because I always pride myself to give 5-star service. But how am I gonna give 5-star service now where we have all these protocols to keep the patients safe? They cannot see my face, they cannot see if I'm smiling and greeting, even if I'm trying to smile with my eyes. There's a psychosocial component about how we are going to be perceived. Are we gonna create more fear? Are we gonna be able to keep our patients feeling safe? And because they were afraid of the needles, of the pain. But now there's another component that we are not communicating the way we were communicating before because we have masks that can look sometimes quite scary. So I like this book because of that. And then The Dream Chaser is a really good book by Tony Gaskin because it really, really allows you to understand this concept about dream killers and co-dreamers. And I like this phrase that he has on the book that if you don't build your dreams, someone will hire to build their dreams. So you really need to have tools going forward to survive this pandemic in the workplace. Lastly, just to let you know that without the human touch, we won't survive. We need each other. And it's gonna be really difficult going forward and have everybody wearing masks and not acknowledging each other. So I urge you not to forget because it was bad enough that with technology, everybody's on the smartphones and living their virtual life with their virtual friends that they've never met before and be so busy where we just stop being real. We need to be less virtual, become more real. But now on top of that, we're gonna be wearing masks. So when you go out there, do not look at another human being as a weapon, was a Unabomber. Don't look at them with eyes of fear, thinking that this person can infect you because you just don't know. Yes, we need to be prudent and wear our mask until we get things under control, but acknowledge another human being, bow a little bit to them, smile with your eyes, just validate them because as human, we need to be validated, we need to be acknowledged, we need to touch each other. There's something magical about a hug. And even if you are not a spiritual person, when you hug somebody, you create oxytocin on your body, which is the feel-good hormone. When you do that, you bond with somebody. When you do that, you heal somebody. So yes, we're gonna be wearing masks. And instead of looking at the whole thing like a post-apocalyptic movie like Mad Max, where everybody's fending for themselves and might makes right, and everybody needs to just fend for themselves and survival of the fittest, do it the way I do it, a Burning Man, where we have this post-apocalyptic theme to it, where we're trying to survive very extreme conditions. It's a desert, it's super hot during the day, it's super cold at night, where money doesn't exist, where we don't trade services, we just do it out of the goodness of our heart, because it is a gifting community where everybody's taking care of each other, where money doesn't exist. Yes, we can survive in a society where money doesn't exist by taking care of each other. I hope this lecture was to your liking and that you got something that will help you become a better human being to others. And it will give you tools to recognize those people that will allow you to succeed moving forward. You always need to surround yourself with co-dreamers. They are the people that will show you the way. These people believe in your dreams and goals. These people will speed the process for you to achieve your dreams and goals. And please recognize those that can kill all of your dreams and goals. Thank you very much.
Shino, thank you so much. Do you know, this is the second time I'm hearing the talk, and I made notes this time. And, you know, unlike, I mean, all of us have been on this journey, and I had the discouraging pessimists, and I've had, in fact, last year I've had the doodle minded thinkers, the get rich quick, and the heartless scammers. You know, I had all of them come into my life, and navigating out of those situations, you know, my antennas started going off much quicker. I started recognizing them. Before, I didn't recognize them because I, you know, was not one of them, so I didn't recognize the persona. And I now recognize them, and I'm much better at shielding myself from them. um, but it's also an interesting journey, because I was the realistic optimist when I was in the NHS, and I was surrounded by the discouraging pessimists, you know. And now I've become a dream chaser. But I'm so indebted to you for being a co-dreamer, for being, for me, my dream chaser. So thank you again, Shino,
Thank
because you
you.
know it's really important to do things with love. A lot of people don't understand that. I mean, you know, for me, the YouTube channel is completely free. I do it free, and you know, proceeds, the profits from whatever I train, my cadaver labs actually go to feed children in India. So people don't understand that. You know, there are sides of me that make money, but then there are sides of me that I just want to give and do out of love. So uh, again, it's about, you know, other people may not understand you, but you understanding what drives you,
Mhm.
giving back and doing it with love. And I just found that so useful. So I just want to thank you so much, Shino.
Thank you. No, I'm happy to do it. I'm glad. I felt like I needed to write this lecture just because I'm aware of what's coming, and I have all of those people in my life, all of those dream killers, many ways, many times, and they continue because when, especially the worst type of dream killers, when they see success, when they see money, you know, they're there, and they can be very clever sometimes, and I see my friends too. So unfortunately, after something like this, it's going to become like that. So I wanted to, instead of just keep talking about the virus and stuff. I need to give tools to people. I need to share things that work for me, and they need to be able to recognize these people because they're coming, and they're gonna be a lot more than they used to be. And the problem with technology is that it's so much easier for all of them to achieve and to steal and from us and to record life and to get us in trouble. So I just wanted people to recognize them, that they are there, and to follow the instincts, because sometimes you don't have information,
Yeah.
you can't recognize them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, completely. I mean, when I first came across these people, I had no idea. I had no clue. And they would bring me down, and I would emotionally be so down, and I would absorb that energy, that very bad energy. And then that bad energy would get manifested. And I think that, again, being aware of it, recognizing it, and being true to yourself, just continuously manifesting that love and not that negative energy. So instead of reflecting off that negative energy that they are giving you, you
Mhm.
actually allow your energy to come through while shielding yourself from that negative energy. And I think that that's really important at this time. And to just help all of us and to grow. And as you said, it's very lonely at the top. It's very, very lonely at the top. So it's much more fun having a party. And Shino, I can't wait to come to your party. I've seen you dance.
Okay.
I'm a crazy dancer too.
Good. Well, I can't wait for the world so we can travel again and see each other. That's one part that I miss, but
Yes.
at least I'm glad that we can communicate like this. It is what it is. We just have to make the best out of that situation. But I think there's a lot of growing, a lot of wonderful things are gonna come out of this. I think uh, we will. We will. It's
I
just that.
agree. And it's really interesting when I go to meetings and when you meet some people, like, the buzz, when you're at a meeting, actually it's because there's so many dream chasers all in the same room. That creative vibe is so incredible that I
Mhm.
always come back from meetings buzzing with new ideas, new things, having absorbed that vibe. And so I think that's what I miss about the conferences and all the hugging and the kissing and that whole energy that
Yeah.
elevates us and takes us, to where we're making our dreams, we're realizing and manifesting our dreams.
No, 100%. That's the part that I miss. But I think hopefully by next year we'll be okay, and great things are gonna come. I think like I was a little bit when I say I was a little bit discouraged because I said 2020 is going to be my year, right? It's like I felt that like I had this energy inside me that was telling me whatever that means. Because again, I'm not a person that's moved by money or I want to have. I live my life very simple. When I was young, I did, and I got to do that, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. So I'm happy living a simple life. Like instead of living in a big house, I moved in two-bedroom apartment. Right, the ocean is right in front of me. So that for me is my Xanax. Just looking at it. So everything I simplify, and that made me happy. But I don't know. Uh, so I just thought maybe I don't know something that I'm supposed to do with my life, but it has to do more spiritually.
I'm going to say that. So, Shino, it's interesting. 2020 is that inner vision. It's that clarity. And I think for you, I mean, you are an incredible injector. You're an incredible educator. You're amazing at what you do. But I think for you, 2020 was this huge spiritual awakening for all of us. So you have come to all of us. That for us, you are for you. So it's still 2020 is the year for you. But I think that for the world, 2020 is it's opened our eyes to what we should be really looking at. It took a virus for us to open our eyes. So it's still 2020 is still true to itself, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I know a lot of people say they want a refund on 2020 or they want to, never say 2020 again. But actually, it's interesting how you remember 2020 and how you grow from, a feeling of hope, a realization, and perhaps this time where we've not been able to do the things that we normally do in our sort of hamster like lives of constant chasing money, chasing success as we know it. It
Mhm.
has been a different time, and I think the new balance will be an interesting balance because everybody is going to find a new equilibrium.
Yeah, I was like when I meditate, I just kind of like hear a few things and I write. So, and those are the things that I haven't put in a while because I've been so busy and doing webinars and stuff. But it always will come out the awakening, and most spiritual people talk about the awakening, the awakening, the awakening. But I feel like this is the awakening, and it came in form of this tiny little virus to because, like I told you, when I work on Friday, I just open on Friday, and you can feel it how people that are awake, that have awakened, the conversations where they were going, the energy, not only my patient, but my staff, everybody. So everybody, it's like we all do that. You hit a wall and you're like, oh, you snap out of it and you behave the way is more productive and more proactive for the greater good of all. And that's what I feel at work. Uh, there was no apathy, there was no stress, I was just so happy to be there, and they were happy to be there, and the conversations were completely different. It wasn't the usual conversations. So I think this was one of the great awakenings because
Yes.
they always, from time to time, we awaken. Right?
Well, Boris is going to announce in a couple of hours whether we're going to go back to work. But regardless of whatever it is, I can't. I'm going to wrap this up now, Shino, and I just want to thank you so much. I can't thank you, and stay happy, stay healthy, and you are like a guru to us. So thank you for helping us, co-dream with you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being my co-dreamer. I love you, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you
Ciao.
so much. Bye. Bye.